Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe below. This video is a little different, and I know I say that in almost every video I post now, but this video is more targeted towards mental health and the topic of domestic violence. I am a domestic violence survivor, and I've witnessed it in every piece of my family, and I've seen other people struggle with it and go through it and deal with the outcomes as well. So I thought I would share some information. 1 in 3 people ages 16 to 21 will be in a domestic violence situation with an intimate partner. Others will be exposed to it. The statistic used to be 1 in 4, but they recognize that high schoolers are probably going through it and just don't recognize it or don't want to speak on it, so they raise the number to 1 in 3. People think that it's easy to leave a domestic violence relationship because they think, oh, they hit them, why do they stay? Or similar thoughts. But what they don't recognize, the people who say those things, is that when you ask why doesn't the person leave, you are actually blaming the victim of domestic violence. But that's not really why I'm here. In this video, you can see I'm writing a lot. The point of me writing is to cope with and deal with the outcomes of domestic violence. Specifically, my domestic violence situation, not anyone in my family or anyone else's. And of course, I must preface, my coping mechanisms are not the same as everyone else's, and they might not be effective for everyone watching this video who might go through or might know someone who is going through the outcomes and dealing with them. Personally, my mom suggested this method to me. She wanted me to write down all of my thoughts and feelings and just the hateful words I have for my abuser, so that I can go home and burn it. And I'm gonna collect all of the items that I have that remind me of my abuser, that I haven't gotten rid of yet for whatever reason, and I'm going to burn them. It's almost like saying goodbye to that stuff. We've had a fire pit my whole life. At the end of every school year, I burn all of my remaining supplies, like books, not books, but notebooks that I've taken notes in, or things that I'm no longer going to need or no longer useful to me, especially if they're full of things that I'm not going to use. So this is almost like taking that childhood stress relief and applying it to something more serious and more damaging than most people would think. If you are currently in a violent, abusive relationship, you are not alone. And the cycle doesn't go from emotional abuse and there's this long break and then death. Some people wake up one morning and live their life, and their partner is normal, and then their partner comes home from work and they end up dead. If you think or feel like you have been isolated, taken control of, if you can't live your life like you did before your partner, you need to run now. And I know how difficult it is because finances and houses and children and items and paperwork and all of those excuses. But I promise there are resources. Right now I'm in Murray, Kentucky, or Western Kentucky, And there is this place called Merriman House, which offers a bunch of options and help to victims of domestic violence and their children. So if you are in the Western Kentucky area, you can go ahead and go to a Merriman House if there's one near you. There are tons of other resources that I'll leave below, but the main thing I want to leave you all with today is I want you to know that you are not alone in a situation where there is domestic violence present. If you are watching your parents go through it, there are resources. If you are the victim of domestic violence, there are resources. Domestic violence is something that changes a person for the rest of their life. And some people end up dead from domestic violence. So please, if you are in a situation where this is present, reach out to someone, anyone. We want you here. We want you alive, and your life is just as important as anyone else's. You do not have to go through this alone, and I promise you it will get better. But you, the victim, I'm talking to you. You cannot let yourself stay with someone who treats you like you matter the least. Your life matters, and you need to be careful. I'm sorry for the seriousness of this video. If you all want to, go down below and hit the subscribe button. There's also a little bell notification button next to that. Just hit that real quick. It'll let you know when I upload. I promise not every video will be this sad or serious, but yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.